Think we're good. Okay. Give it a couple of minutes or a couple seconds to get on for you guys. Think we're good. Okay. Happy New Year, first of all. Welcome to my very first stream of 2020. I didn't stream last week because I was traveling, just got back this week. But yeah, so excited to finally be back. I missed all of you. Welcome to the chat. I was talking a couple of a minute ago. Donnie, Guy, welcome. Yeah, YouTube notifications suck. And Juan is here. So let me know if you guys are good to go. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear and see me okay. I got a new little lighting system here, so hopefully it looks a little bit better. I think it still looks a little dark though. I should have adjusted that a bit more, but it's okay. Next time I'll get on it. Okay, so looks like we are good. Let me see if I can adjust my lighting a little bit. It's a little dark. I thought I set it up ahead of time, but I think it's because I didn't. Yeah, that works. That worked for now. Okay, cool. So video is laggy. Hopefully it catches up for you guys. Yeah, let me know if that's a big issue. We may try resetting something, but yeah, welcome to 2020. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful New Year and happy holidays. I'm sure some of you had some really great pours to celebrate the season and the new year and all that. So we'll talk about that in a second, but I want to go over what we're going to do today because I've been wanting to do this video for a while now. This is a review of the new Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond, which is, oh, that is really bright. I should have gotten brighter. Here, I'll read it for you guys. It is a 7-year-old bottle and bond whiskey from Heaven Hill, compared to the old label, which was discontinued. This was a Kentucky exclusive, and this is Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond, which is a 6-year. And I'm really frustrated that that's really bright. Hold on one second. Maybe I shouldn't have adjusted anything. I should just let it be how it was. There we go. Maybe you guys can see it a little bit better now. I'm still getting used to, like I said, I got a new light system here, so it's kind of hard to adjust. But anyways, this is the old label. This is a big thanks to Swan, the bourbon finder. He was very, very kind enough to give me a sample of this, or not really a sample, a bottle of it. I split it with Brandon, who's not in the chat today. Monica, what is up? Thanks for tuning in. How is my quality for everyone else? I know Donnie said I'm lagging. Not really sure what's going on there. Actually, I know what may fix it. Give me 1 second. It may say I go offline, but give me 1 second. Let's see. Is there a chance that we're good right now? I think it may have gotten better. I think that actually was good to go now. Yeah, so we're reviewing. Maybe you can see this a little better now. So this was the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, the new release. This is a 7-year-old. It's limited release to a few states right now. And then we have the old label, Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, which I was saying Swan got a bottle of this for me and Brandon. So I'm going to compare them and see how they are. Now, I know it's not really a fair comparison because, as most of you know, this was a $13 bottle of whiskey. This is a $40 bottle of whiskey. So a little bit different, but it carries the same name, just an extra year of age. And yeah, so I'm excited. I've been wanting to do this ever since I got this from Swan back in October. By the way, you can follow him on social media at my Bourbon Finder. Go check him out. Yeah, so let's get into this. First of all, what have you guys been drinking? What did you drink to bring in the new year? I did not. I was at an event where there really wasn't. It wasn't an open bar. All they had was Jack Daniels, so I just kind of did champagne and maybe I had like one mixed drink. So didn't have any special pours for New Year's, but I'm sure you guys did. So if you guys were, especially if you're at home or like with other bourbon drinkers, what did you guys have? I'm curious to hear. I'm sure there's some really special things. Oh wow, Monica already hitting it with the George T. Stagg 2017. That's awesome. I've had the 2018, not the 2017. So that sounds like a great one. Let's go ahead and pour these though so they can open up a little bit. I do want to do one, if you're still here, glad we got the issue sorted. I do have a sample that I would like to do for you guys first, or maybe after. I'm going to ask him a question. My first mystery sample. Why is it so bright? Oh, come on. Like I said, new lighting system, got to figure it out. I don't know if you can see the reflection of it here, but like it's like a ring light and stuff. So I'm excited to have it, but I definitely need to get that sorted. So we have a mystery sample here. from the one and only Padawan, Whiskey Padawan in the chat. Now, my question for you, Juan, is before I get into this sample, is this going to completely blow my palate for the rest of the evening? Because if so, I may save it for after the review. But if it's not going to blow my palate and like completely like kill me, like I'm talking about like a peaty scotch. Okay, you're here. So if this is not going to blow my palate, I'll happily do it now. But if you think it's going to like completely blow everything, then I'll wait on it. So let me know. Peter, the quality issues should be a little bit better now. I had some updates going in the background, but I think I fixed it. So let me know. Oh, Steven, what's up? When did you... Okay, there you go. I was like, when did you come in? Like, you're just, like, chatting. Yeah, Buffalo Store Pick, Dusty Wild Turkey 101 from 1984. That's awesome, Monica. I think I sent you guys a photo of it. It was a Wild Turkey Kentucky Legend. It wasn't the donut bottle, though. I thought it was the donut bottle when I bought a pour of it. But they brought the bottle out for me. You guys definitely probably can't see that. But it is Wild Turkey Legend, 12-year-old bourbon, distilled in 1980, bottled in 1992. So 1 year away from my birth year. So I got a chance to try that. It was awesome. A little pricey. I paid $20 for a pour, but you know what? I don't get a chance to try Dusty's very often, and I was meeting a new whiskey friend, which he may not be in the chat now. You guys may have seen him, Wheels, Brandon Elliott. He's from near where my hometown is, or he lives where my hometown was. So we met up. We did a little bit of bourbon hunting for after Christmas, but like for the New Year, and yeah, we went to this new whiskey bar in Charlotte, and I was really impressed. Their prices were a little high for pretty much everything, but their selection for that part of South Carolina, I was super impressed. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I thought it was fair too. It's a little pricey, but like I was willing to do it to try it. Again, I thought it was going to be the donut bottle. It was more of like it's kind of like how the Larceny bottle looks. I'll show you guys a picture of it later if you're not familiar with it. But Peter had a Parker's Heritage. Wait, I guess PHC is that Parker's Heritage Collection? Yeah, 8-year rye. Really liked it. That sounds awesome. I've never had any of the ryes from them. Guy said got a bottle of 1792 foolproof for Christmas and Old Forester 1920. Still sipping on 1920. 1792 was good Christmas Day with the buds. I bet. I had a bottle of that. I accidentally left it at a friend's house, but I told him he could keep it. And last time I was at his house, like half of it was gone. So I'm like, he must be enjoying it. So I left that here for him. But 1920, I actually almost bought another bottle of that today at Costco. I made a quick Costco run before this stream. I was hoping to get the new Little Book 3. I already have a bottle, but there's a really good deal going on at Costco right now for $65-ish. But I did come out of there with Evan Williams Bottled in Bond, which, by the way, spoiler alert, we're going to do a little comparison at the very end of that one with the Heaven Hills. So Juan said to hold off onto this for a while. So I won't hold it till the very end. I'll hold it to like the middle of the stream because I don't want to be really drunk when I drink it. But I do want to give these an honest chance of competing. Because like I said, there's a big price difference. There's a $13 bottle, discontinued Kentucky exclusive, 6 years old, of course, Bottled in Bond, 100 proof, both from Heaven Hill. I mean, obviously. That makes sense because they're called Heaven Hill Bottled. I was going to say everything I'm trying tonight other than the mystery sample is from Heaven Hill. So just so you guys know. Yeah, me too, Monica. I actually have not tried these two together. Believe it or not, I've had both bottles, but I have not compared them. So I really want to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Some of you guys actually... so this Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond hit the week right before Christmas here in California, Southern California. Some of you guys even like had me get you bottles of this and like send it around the world because we were one of the first ones to get it. So a lot of people haven't tried this, so that's why I wanted to do this. Yeah, 60-ish for Little Book 3. It's like, I think it was like 67-ish. Some parts of Southern California. I haven't seen it yet, but I wanted to go check. So yeah, both of them poured here. Like I said, $13 and one's $40. This one, it can go up. I'm not really sure, like, I'm still feel like they're like guessing at the pricing. You know, the reason I say that is Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond. No. Henry McKenna Bottled in Bond, which you all know won, best whiskey of the world and shot up in price and rarity. It's still around 40 when it pops up around here. So I imagine that's going to go up because if that's 40, this shouldn't be 40. This is a 7-year, that's a 10-year single barrel. So there's got to be some flux going on right now. It's kind of a weird stage, but Steven, you've seen some split reviews. I really haven't watched that many of them. Like I said, I wanted to hold off until I had a bottle of it to watch some reviews. I did hear Perry's initial thoughts on it, but again, he had access to this for $13. I did not. So, oh no, the Larceny Barrel Proof is getting bad reviews. Oh no, don't tell me that, Monica. Don't spoil it. I was excited for that. I'll still give it a try though. Although Larceny, I used to really love it, but I've been really getting into some of the higher end makers like the RC6 and the Makers 46 and things like that. So I think I prefer that over Larceny, but Barrel Proof. You want a Larceny Barrel Proof be your new Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Yeah. I mean, I like weeders, but I don't think they'd ever replace Elijah Craig personally. Now, I've never had like an amazing weeder or a barrel proof other than Makers, so we'll see. I have had Weller foolproof though, so on the nose, the old one, it's a little light. It almost smells young. Like I almost get like a rum kind of note there. There's like a really grainy sweetness that I guess is from the corn. So it smells younger than I remember it smelling. I have tried this before. I've only drank it a couple times. Swan gave me a pour of it at his place, and I had it like maybe once since then. So really wanted to hold out on it until the new one came in. So yeah, RC Bell Proof from before, and it was awesome. Yeah, well, hopefully, maybe future batches will get better. We'll see. But yeah, the nose on the old one, sweet, young, a little grainy. There's a little bit of the oak there, but it's really behind like a grainy, sweet corn note. And I guess that makes sense. It is a young. It's at least 4 years old, being bottled in bond, but it is it's not. Oh, it is labeled as 6 year old. Sorry about that. It's labeled as 6 years old, so it smells pretty young. But let's go ahead and compare the nose on that to the new one, the new 7-year-old. So I'm not getting as much jumping out of the glass at first. Again, this bottle, I split it with Brandon. It hasn't been this empty for that long. It was probably about a month that we split it, and it was full before that. So it hasn't been like too over-oxidized or anything. Rebel Yell 10-year, I have not had that. I love Rebel Yell 100 proof, which is their newest release. For the price, it's fantastic. I actually picked up another bottle when I was in South Carolina. So yeah, so on the nose, they are similar. I actually didn't expect them to be this similar. This one has a little bit more of the darker caramel notes, something I get more on like an older bourbon, like an Elijah Craig barrel proof almost. I mean, obviously not as intense as an Elijah Craig barrel proof, but still there's like darker cooked baked good notes, whereas the old one, yeah, it's very light, very sweet. Honestly, from memory, it's very reminiscent of this guy, which, like I said, or I mean, I said in the stream, but I got this for $18.99 at Costco. This is a 1 liter bottle. Usually the 750 milliliters of the Evan Williams bottle and bond go for about, say, 15-ish. So price-wise, this is very, very similar to what that Heaven Hill is. Honestly, it's probably just as good of a deal. I don't know the age on this one. It's not age stated. But I kind of have a feeling that this old bottle is going to compare a lot more with the current Evan Williams bottle and bond. But we'll see. We'll do that comparison at the end. So my Costco, honestly, Monica, usually doesn't have anything good. It had this guy, which was good, but it had the Makers set that had the Rob Samuels Select and the Makers 46 Private Select. But yeah, they honestly don't get much. So that's the whole reason I picked this up, because I went looking for Little Book and found this. So yeah, Larceny. Mine doesn't have Larceny, Monica. Mine just has Bullet, Makers, Jack Daniels, occasionally Knob Creek, like in the big, like the handles. But yeah, my Costco. I'm hopefully tomorrow going to go check out a couple more to see if their selection is better than ours. So anyways, let's go ahead and taste the old Heaven Hill bottle and bond, the $13 Kentucky exclusive 6-year release. Cheers. By the way, I didn't ask what are you guys drinking now? I asked what you drank on New Year's, and you guys had some awesome pours. What are you drinking now, though? Hopefully you have something from Heaven Hill. If you don't, any bottled and bond products. If you don't have any bottled and bond products, any bourbon. If you don't have any bourbon, any whiskey. Hopefully you have something to drink with me tonight. Yeah, so on the nose, really, really sweet, almost like a cola. You know, I said rum earlier, but I think what it was reminding me of like a rum and Coke. On the nose, it's very, very similar to rum and Coke. Diet root beer. Hey, I just said rum and Coke, so. Okay, let's try the old one. I remember this was the first pour I had in Kentucky. Went over to Swan's apartment, He was like, "You guys want to try something?" He's like, "You want to try the old Heaven Hill Bottle Bond?" I was like, "Yes." That was the first pour I had in Kentucky, and it's as nutty, as rich. It's really nutty. Actually, I don't remember it being that nutty, but it's very rich. The mouthfeel is a little light and thin, but that proof it gets you. But it's super sweet, super enjoyable. Honestly, I see why people are upset about this disappearing. It's such a good pour, especially for $13. This is fantastic for the price. I mean, it's not going to blow your mind if you're used to like an Elijah Craig barrel proof, but for the price, I mean, I see why people went crazy when this disappeared. It's so good. Guys doing 1920, good. Stephen King, I almost said Stephen King. I don't know why I said Stephen King. Oh, drinking. Stephen is drinking some strong water. Is that a term for alcohol, or are you actually just drinking water? I should drink water. Yeah, so very good. Honestly, there are no complaints whatsoever for $13. That's fantastic bourbon. But this is where it gets interesting. So you're jumping from $13 for a 6-year bottle and bond to $40 for a 7-year bottle and bond. Now, most of you have probably already thought about this and had this discussion with other people because it's been around for a while. It's at least been announced for a while. I am not happy about that, but I kind of understand what they're doing, and I think it makes a lot more sense to release this outside of Kentucky. I know people in Kentucky are gonna be like, "What? How dare he?" But hear me out. Like I said, some of you guys may have heard this thought before. I think what they're trying to do is they know people in Kentucky love this for $13, but people outside of Kentucky have never had it. So if they were to release this new $40 one in Kentucky right after they discontinued this, like a year after, if even that, I think people would not be happy. People would not be receptive of this. They'd be like, it's not $30 better. But for the rest of America that has never had this, I was fortunate enough to. Rest of America hasn't had it, and there are a lot of other bourbons that are not as old or as they're not bottled in bond, but they're not as old or refined as this, and they are way more than $40. So that's my thought. Like for the rest of the continental U.S., $40 is not bad for a 7-year-old bottled in bond 100 proof whiskey. That's my thoughts. Now, eventually, I think what they're going to do is try to build some hype outside of Kentucky, and they're going to wait for people like me to say, "Wow, that's fantastic." And then people in Kentucky, once it eventually gets there, they'll be like, "I'll give it a try." So that's my thoughts on that. Uh, yeah. So Peter says Evan Williams Bottle and Bond is nearly as good, anyways. And I want to make a comparison. I want to compare it directly today. So we're gonna do that right after. Best argument you've heard about the price. Yeah. So I understand it. Yes, I understand being upset about it, but you gotta understand, $13 for a 6-year-old bottle and bond bourbon was way underpriced. So this may seem a little overpriced, but it's not ridiculous in the scheme of things. So anyways, let me get one last little sip of the old one. I've been talking too much. I forgot how it tasted. Yeah, really nutty up front. Super nutty. Then you get that sweet. You get more of the oak on the finish for that one. So it is a year younger. So let's go directly to the new one, the 7-year. Let's see. Like I said, the nose is similar, but this one seems to have a little bit more depth. Let's see if it has it on the palate too. So cheers. Interesting. This one, I said the first one, the first note you get is that nuttiness. This still has the nuttiness, but it's more of like a mid palate. Up front on the tip of the tongue, it doesn't have as much of a bite for sure. It drinks a little lower proof than sorry, my phone's ringing. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, it drinks a little lower proof, even though it is the same proof. But it definitely has a thicker mouthfeel. It has a lot more going for it. And, it's easy to say, but it's only a year older. Is that making that much of a difference? You don't know what stock they picked from to pick this one. You don't know if, they're using more central barrels in the rickhouse. You don't know. So there's definitely something special about this. And that's like what I've heard Perry say when he first reviewed it. There's something special about the new one. And I agree. This is more of the Elijah Craig, full-bodied, experienced than the regular Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, the old one. It's not like Elijah Craig barrel proof, again, lower proof, but it has that thick, creamy mouthfeel, that baked good, and it's just overall way more balanced. It drinks like a different whiskey. This drinks like a step up from the old one. So if you take nothing else from that, know that this doesn't drink like the same whiskey. This drinks like a step up. I agree with that, Stephen. I I do hope Henry McKenna goes back down, or at least not goes back down. I'm okay with it being a $40 price point, honestly, and that's what it is here. It's just hard to find for $40. But I know McKenna's gonna go up. It's gonna go to 50 or 60, and then it's like, but Henry McKenna or Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I mean, I'm gonna go with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So the new rare breed. Oh, Monica, I haven't. The only rare breed I've actually had was the old one, the 112 one. Is there a newer one? I know there's the 116. Are you talking about something newer than that? Because I'm very interested. Yeah, so let me go back to the old one real quick, just to compare them directly. Oh yeah, doesn't even compare. That's so much different. It's this drinks like an Evan Williams. I'll just say that. This old one drinks like an Evan Williams. This new one drinks like an Elijah Craig. Some of you may get what I'm saying by that. Some of you may not. Newer. Okay, Monica. Yeah, I haven't had that one yet. But I'm excited to try it. So, do you guys get what I'm saying when I said the old one drinks like an Evan Williams, like a cheaper product, whereas the new one drinks like an Elijah Craig? Hopefully that makes sense because they're from the same distillery. So, that's the best thing I can say about that. But even though I think that the new one's better, I do really want to compare the old one to Evan Williams, which is readily available in every liquor store around the country for around the same price. So I don't think it's fair to compare the new one to Evan Williams. Honestly, they're different price points. Monica, worth the price for the new one? We get one last little taste. $40. It does have to be blind. I know I can't do it blind right now. I'm home alone, but Monica, I would say that's worth $40. And the reason I say that is because you got to think it's the only thing that makes me it's a good middle ground. You guys, Monica, you know I love Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's $60 here, and then regular Elijah Craig is about 25-ish. If I were to pick something that's a good middle ground between those two for 40, I think this is very, very close. So Monica, yeah, for 40, totally worth the price. It's very, very similar to the amazing just experience I have with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, but at a lower price. Yes, I'd rather have Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, but $20 cheaper, this guy's not bad to have around. So that's my thought. Chris, what is up? Nice to finally see you in the chat. I feel like you've been here a couple times, but I know time zones like suck. Yeah, so really big fan of the new Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. But I want to compare it to the Evan Williams real quick before we get to Juan's sample. Yeah, the new one's really, really good. And they're different. I honestly thought they'd taste a lot more similar. That's kind of what I expected them to. But I think they're different ballparks, honestly. That's a budget bourbon. I think that's why they're kind of reinventing it. They're putting a new bottle, a new label. They're reintroducing this as like a more premium brand, and I'm not upset about it. So that's a good point, Peter. I had one bottle of that, but I haven't seen it. It's so hard to find around here. When it was here, it was like no one was buying it, but then people caught on, and then no stores get it in stock anymore. Yeah, Chris, I'm sure it probably will be in your area. Yeah, so let's go ahead and pour a little bit of the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, which is maybe a couple dollars more than the old label Heaven Hill. I think that's a worthy comparison because you can get this bottle anywhere. So, yeah, this is a new bottle, so there's that, but on the nose, sweet, but it's not as nutty. The Heaven Hill is a lot more nutty. Yeah, the Heaven Hill is a little bit different on the nose. This is more nutty, like a sweet, again, the sweet corn note, but the Evan Williams, it's like a more of a dusty kind of nut nose. It's a little different, actually. I'm surprised that I honestly thought those were going to be the same because when I first tasted that, I was like, that is like Evan Williams. So let's taste a little of the Evan Williams to see if it on the palate compares. Thin mouthfeel, really light, nutty on the palate. It's a lot more nuttiness that I get on it after tasting it. Last Evan Williams Black Label you had was a few years ago. Blacked out, not sure, but wasn't good. Yeah, the Black Label, the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. I did a previous stream where I compared the Black Label, the 1783, the Bottle and Bond, and the Single Barrel, and the winner was this guy. This was my favorite of the night. So I think it's my favorite Evan Williams expression. There probably are some better single barrels, but just the ones that I've had have been kind of okay. So yeah, but this way more nutty on the nose now that I get into it a bit more. But let me go back to the Heaven Hill. Let's compare. So similar. Honestly, these two are way more similar than the new Heaven Hill and the old Heaven Hill. So the old Heaven Hill is so similar to the current Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. Hopefully these terms aren't getting confusing. It's kind of blurring together in my mind, but I still prefer. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This one was better, and I'm sad that it's not available. But the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond for $15 for 750 milliliter, great buy. Honestly, one of my favorites for the price. It's either this or Wild Turkey 101 for me. When I'm going for a good budget bottle under $20, those two are the ones that, no matter what, will always win out compared to the others. Occasionally, like an Elijah Craig small batch, but most of the time it's one of these two. Yeah, still a really good pour. But I think that I do prefer the old label Heaven Hill over the Evan Williams. But similar. Very, very similar. So, I think I do have one more Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond product to compare to. But that's kind of like overtime. I really want to get to... Juan, are you still here? Juan, say yes if you're here. Because I really want to get to your sample. While we wait for him to respond, I'm going to try this JW Dant just real quick, just to compare. JW Dant is another... It's not Kentucky exclusive, but it's very limited. I saw it in North Carolina. But it's very limited release in terms of like a budget bourbon. Okay, Juan, you're here. Let me just taste the JW Dant real quick. I would like to compare it. I was going to say, like, I'll try your sample, then go back to it. But I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So let's try the JW Dant. Like I said, this, no age statement, but it is bottled and bond. It is Heaven Hill. And it's a budget whiskey. So about the same price as the Evan Williams, too. So just want to taste it real quick, just to compare it. A lot more alcohol, a lot more astringent on the nose. A little sweet, but it honestly doesn't really compare on the nose to either of them. Sweet, corn, a little bit of oak, but not much at all. So let's go ahead and taste this one. Yeah, it tastes more like a budget whiskey than these other two, or these other three. It has a nice flavor, and the mouthfeel is nice and thick, but in terms of complexity, it's not, honestly, it's not even on the same level as the Heaven Hills or the Evan Williams. So I guess I see why it's limited to only a few states. I really do like it for the price. Yeah. So I'm not saying anything bad about JW Dant. It's just, compared to these other two, I think I would definitely prefer to have the other one. So I have my little dump glass here. I'm going to pour it into that. So let's move on to our mystery sample, shall we? I've never done one of these. I'm so excited. So I know nothing about this whiskey. Peter has Heaven Hill 9-year at 66 finish. Oh, you told me about that, Peter. I was reading it again, and you realized last time you told me about it. I was like, Heaven Hill 9-year, 66% finish in Ardbeg. I was like, what? But you told me about this before. That sounds crazy. Gotta hit me up with those samples, man. That and your Canadian whiskeys. Okay, Juan, are you going to give me any info before going into this? He gave me a little little card that has what it is, but I'm not going to read it until we're done. So, do we have any info before going into this? Anything I should keep in mind? Any thoughts or prayers or last words before I drink the sample? Oh wait, I saw how it was. Oop. Okay, I didn't see what it was exactly, but I thought it was. I see how you did that. I thought it was going to be a fold out like post-it note, but there's something underneath it. So I didn't see exactly what it was, but let me go ahead and pour it. Okay, that thing fell off. Hold on, I'm just not going to look. Okay, I didn't see what it was. I just saw that there was a bottle on the picture. Didn't see what it was though. So I'm gonna pour it. Okay, not looking. Sorry, I didn't understand how that was. I thought it was like a little post-it note, but I didn't see it. I just saw that there was a bottle. I was like, there's a bottle there. Okay. Ooh, that's not. That's very fragrant. Ooh. That's a rye. I think. Smells really high proof though. I don't know the proof on it, but it smells really high proof. Is that a rye? I think it's a rye on the nose. I'm not really. You guys know I'm not the best at nosing things. Something I've been wanting to try. Oh, that's a lot of things. Oh, Peter, it's not that great. Sorry to hear. I feel like I'm like, whatever the proof is on this, it's like going to my head because I feel like I breathed in really, really deep. I was like, whoa. So it's like went through my brain a little bit. So Big Win says, just purchased a bottle of Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond 7-year. Haven't opened it yet. I think it's great. I will definitely be picking up another bottle of it. So I guess I didn't say if I recommend it or not. Oh, I did. Monica asked. I definitely recommend this for the price. So this smells like a rye. Let's go ahead. It smells like a high proof rye. Let's go ahead and try it. Oh, it doesn't drink like a high proof rye. It drinks like a high rye, but not high proof. I would guess like 95-ish proof, or like somewhere between 90 and 100 proof, I would say. It's good though. I really, really like this one. The nose is, I mean, compared to these other ones were not jumping out of the glass, but this rye, I say this rye, this mystery sample, jumping out of the glass with flavor. Yeah, that's really good. I'm gonna call it and say it's a rye. And I almost, so I want to say this. Oh, everyone's popping in now. So if you guys don't know, I'm doing a mystery sample right now from Juan, who is in the chat. By the way, hey everyone. Sorry, like 3 people just popped in. Oak and Smoke, you told me your name, I forgot. Richie's here. Brent's the name. Okay, I was like, you told me your name last time. So yeah, everyone's popping in. I'm doing a mystery sample from the one and only Padawan. I know my stuff. So it's just a mystery sample. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing it's a rye, like a 90 to 100 proof rye. Tastes like it has some age on it. I almost want to say it's reminiscent of like almost MGP rye. It would be a guess because I'm a big fan of Dickel rye, which also makes Bullet rye. So it almost tastes like an MGP rye, but I could be wrong there. Very, very good though. I would, depending on the price point, I would definitely buy a bottle of this. So, you guys want to know what it is? Because I want to know what it is. Okay, I'm gonna look at. This thing already fell off. See, like I said, I thought this was like a little. Oh, come on, you can't see it. I thought this was a little post-it note that I was gonna unfold. So, but no, it's a sticker. So, yes, here's the reveal. What is this bottle? Oh, it is something I've been wanting to try. This is Michter's 10-year rye, which you guys know I have a bottle of that I've been hesitating opening because I'm like, is it any good? Now I'm conflicted. Oh, why'd you have to do this to me? It's so good. Hold on, let me get a little bit more now that I know what it is. So yeah, I bought a bottle of this for about 120-ish, but I've been holding off on opening it because I've been nervous it wouldn't live up to the hype and for the price. But you guys know one of my favorite ryes is Michter's Barrel Strength rye, the toasted barrel strength rye. That's like to die for. It's fantastic. That's true. Yeah. Thank you so much for sending me this sample. I want to try it one more time now that I know what it is. So I don't think it is a high rye. I thought it was like a high rye based on the nose, but I don't think Michter's does that. But it's super. Oh, that smells so good. I've had Michter's Tin Bourbon, and I wasn't thoroughly impressed by it. This though, this is Michter's. Whatever they're doing with the rye, they're just freaking knocking it out of the park. Let me taste it one more time now that I know what it is. Like I said, it doesn't drink as high proof as it smells. Oh, that's so good. So good. I think what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna hold on to the rest of this sample. Some of you guys know, but I managed to get my hands on a Thomas H. Handy from this year, which is a rye. I'm definitely gonna open that. I'm gonna keep this little bit of a sample left, and I'm gonna compare it with the Handy. I know some people will be like, "That's not even comparable," but for me, price rise wise, it was about the same. Handy I got for 160 shipped. This I picked up for 120 ish, but I didn't have to ship. I just picked up at the store. So I think it's a pretty fair comparison price wise. But man, again, thank you so much, Juan, for sending that. I'm so excited to try it, and I have samples for you next time we meet up. So Peter says he has a full bar of Michter's Tin Rye, Barrel Strength Rye, and Barrel Strength Toasted Rye. Yeah. Honestly, so I thought that the Barrel Strength Rye from Michter's was my favorite rye I've ever had until I got a bottle of the Toasted Rye. Then I was like, no, this is my favorite rye I've ever had. And the thing is, it's the same thing. It's just an additional like finishing with the toasted barrels. Michter's just with their rye. I honestly did not expect the 10-year rye to be this good. The lower proof. So thank you again, Juan. Cheers to you guys. Cheers to you. Share, says Chris. I know. Chris, hey, make a trip out here to California. California's a lot closer than Kentucky, I think. I could be wrong, but fantastic. Worth the price. I would pay 130 for that. I mean, the toasted barrel, I paid 120-ish at the distillery. No, it was like a little less, like 110. And then the barrel strength rye, I paid 84. So yeah, that's really good. Now, if this were barrel strength 10-year, oh, I would die. I would just die. It'd be fantastic. So thank you for that mystery sample, Juan. I will save the rest of it to compare with something else. But I did have one last thing for you guys tonight. You guys good for one more thing? I feel like I'm doing like an Apple presentation here. So, you know how I've been trying a bunch of Heaven Hill products, right? And you notice they've all been bottled in bond, right? I thought it would be fun to mix them all together. So ignore the label. It's a reused bottle, but this is a mix of old label Heaven Hill bottled in bond, new label Heaven Hill bottled in bond, Evan Williams bottled in bond. I don't know why I'm showing these. And JW Dant bottled in bond. All Heaven Hill juice, all bottled in bond. But I thought it'd be really cool to combine them all together. Oops, sorry. And see how they're doing. Casa Noble Anejo Tequila and a Mackinson. Oh, you guys are like in completely different worlds. I'm in like bottle and bond bourbon here. So yeah, so this is a blend of those 4 whiskeys. I wanted to add, I do have one more Heaven Hill bottle and bond product, which is this guy right here. This is a JTS Brown. I am bad at maths and ran out of room. This kind of overflowed a little bit when I poured it, but I was going to combine that one as well. What do you think the proof would be? Monica, you almost got me. I was like, oh no, I don't know. I'm like, oh wait. Yes. So there is not room for this one, unfortunately. But honestly, this one was... I'll have to do them blind, like Monica said. This was my least favorite of the 4, but I definitely need to do them blind because I think Heaven Hill is one of my favorite distillers. You guys know, Legendary Barrel Proof is my second favorite whiskey of all time. So, big fan of them. So, I combined these about like almost a little over an hour ago. So, they've had a little bit of time to mingle. But let me pour them into a glass and see how they do. Because it is 100 proof. They are all from different locations of the house. There may be different master distillers. They don't qualify as bottle and bond anymore. Algebra proof. Richie, I got the both of these bottles came from when I went to Kentucky in October. I was in South and North Carolina last week. this is all over the shelves in a lot of liquor stores. So it's I thought it was a Kentucky exclusive, but honestly, I didn't realize that it was in other markets as well. So yeah, unfortunately, nowhere to get that anywhere nearby. But I'm glad to have brought back some bottles with me. So Michter's Sour Mash Toasted Barrel, fantastic pour. Um, yeah, I've reviewed that one several times. I feel like two or three times on this channel. I'm a big fan of Michter's. Any of their toasted barrels, their bourbon, their sour mash, their rye, all fantastic products. So I just love Michter's. Honestly, Michter's distillery is doing some great things, and I'm really excited to see what they do in the future. There's nothing in that glass. I don't know. I don't know why I just tried it. So let's go ahead and pour this homebrew bottled and bond Heaven Hill mix. I'm very curious. Okay. On the nose, it's so different from all the other ones that we've been having tonight. It's really sweet. You know, on the nose, this does remind me a lot of like almost Henry McKenna in that way. It's like a lot more oak than I get on these individually. Yeah, this it's really honestly, you guys are gonna judge me. Y'all are gonna judge the hell out of me. Probably the best nose I've had on a whiskey tonight. I mean, okay, that's not counting Juan's rye. That's not in play here. We're talking about the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond whiskeys. But honestly, the nose of them combined, really good. It's a little. I would say it's a little sweet. So it's almost like a Evan Williams Black Label sweet. Um, but I'm really curious how it tastes. Now, I want to talk more about the nose, but I'm really excited to get into it. So. See ya, Chris. Thanks for stopping in. Really do appreciate it. So, I know it's probably really early for you or late. I don't know. I don't do Australia times. It's too confusing. Just kidding. You know, I was really excited for this based on the nose. On the palate, it's really not going in any clear direction. Um, and it's not well balanced either. Like a lot of whiskeys jump out in certain directions, and I really appreciate them for that. This one doesn't, but normally the only way I'm okay with that is if it's really well balanced. This is kind of all over the place. It's dry, it's nutty, it's it's interesting. Let me try it one more time. Yeah, it's not bad. Drink it. If it was at a bar and that was all I had, I'd drink it all day. But, um, you know, it's really not that bad. It's not my favorite. I thought it was gonna be a little more. I don't know. I just thought it was gonna be a little better based on the nose, but it's not bad. They're much better on their own. The last thing I want to do now, I feel really guilty that I left this guy out. I don't know why I feel guilty, but I feel guilty that I left out the JTS Brown when I was doing all this comparison of all four bottles here. I really feel like, to be fair, I got to review this one too because this one's everywhere in Kentucky. I think this one for sure is a Kentucky exclusive. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive JTS Brown is a Kentucky exclusive, or very very limited other markets too. I'm gonna give it a shot because I would not feel right if I did not review it because I've reviewed all these other ones and they're all great in their own way, but gotta go out on a limb and do the JTS Brown as well. So rinse out my glass here. Pour a little bit. I just feel like this one's been sitting on top of my fridge. This has kind of been my mixing whiskey, like my not really cocktails. Like usually I make old fashions and Manhattans, and I usually don't go to this guy. I usually go to like a little bit nicer of a bourbon because I like those bourbon notes to stick out in the cocktail. This is more of like have someone over, they want a bourbon and Coke or something, and I'm like, sure, here you go. But I feel like that's not fair. Let's go ahead and try it. Let's go ahead and try it. I do remember this being nutty though, so I would like to compare it to the nuttiness of the old Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Like Monica said, we do need to do these blind at some point, but I'm not set up to do that tonight, so. Yeah, on the nose, there's not much. It's a little bit of like a nutty peanut butter note on the nose. Let me. I'm just gonna dump my blend right here because it's not as good as I want it to be. Guy asks, I live in Indiana and asked about JTS Brown, not here, Kentucky, according to my liquor store manager. Okay, so it is as far as we know, it's only in Kentucky. Y'all are talking sports. I'm like, I don't know anything about it, so I'm just gonna drink whiskey. Hey, at least I got one of those manly things down. I put quotations, manly things. I drink whiskey, but I don't do sports. So I poured a little bit more of the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond because I like I said, I want to do a fair comparison. This was nutty, and I know the JTS Brown is nutty. So let's go ahead and compare them side by side. So this, oh no, no. Okay, wow, those are so similar on the nose. Oh, whoa, hold on. Did we just make a discovery here? Don't tune out yet. Whoa, that's weird. Hold on. This one is the JTS Brown. I don't want to use a 2019 meme. I was going to say I'm shooketh, but that's 2019. We're in 2020 now. If you didn't tell me better, I would think I'm drinking the exact same. Let me do one. Y'all just watched me. Okay, sorry. Y'all just watched me. I didn't pour the same one twice, right? I'm pretty sure that I poured this one first in this glass right here. I'm pretty sure this was the JTS Brown. And then I poured more of the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond in this glass right here. That's what I did, right? I know I'm being silent right now. What I'm saying is these two smell identical. And I was discounting the JTS Brown earlier. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it fair. I don't want to make guesses here today. I'm gonna drink both these later. But I'm gonna do a fair comparison. I'm gonna try them right now. You guys are gonna know what's in what. So, first glass on the left, Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. I really do want to make this fair. Okay, got that one on the left. Second glass on the right, JTS Brown. Sorry, I'll catch up in the chat in a second. I just want to make sure I am correct with these guys right here. Okay, got that figured out. Poured, no more mistakes. I don't know if that was a mistake. I think I was right. I think those are very, very similar. But let me... Okay, let me catch up with the chat real quick. Version... Oh, JTS Brown and JW Dent are really good for the price. Totally agree with you, Big Win. Did I get the Woodford Wheat bottle yet? Surprisingly awesome sipper. I did get the Woodford Wheat, and I do really like it. My problem is it tastes too much like Woodford. Yeah, I did do a stream of that, Peter. So check that out. I did the Woodford Wheat, the Woodford Malt, and the regular Woodford. So definitely go check that out. The only reason that I said like they were very similar to the regular Woodford, they didn't really stand out, but it was good. I did like that one a lot. Brent, I think was your name. Oak and Smoke Whiskey Reviews did he picked a JTS Brown in a blind with Dusty Dan over Old Granddad and Emily's Bottle and Bond. Interesting. I did not have Old Granddad. I was just trying to stick to Heaven Hill with this stream. So yeah. So now that I have this sorted out and I know for sure what is in each glass, I'm pretty sure I knew before, but I wasn't paying enough attention, and that's my bad. So that's why I started over. On the left here, we have the old Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. 6-year. That's what I remember it smelling like. Let me smell the other. I may have made a mistake though. No, they are. I'll say this: if any of these you wanted to compare directly to the old label Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, if you can't get this anymore, which most of you can't, if you had to pick up one bottle that smells the most similar to that one, this one, it smells like 95% exactly of a match of that one. So it's so close. That's why. So that, like, I'm not crazy, and I mean, I'm a little drunk, but I'm not that drunk. So I was confused because they smelled so similar. So I want to see how they taste, because that would be a revolution. Because this, I mean, I bought this handle of it in Kentucky for like $22-ish. So let's see how they taste it. Let me do the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond first. Nutty up front. I do remember this one being nutty up front. Kind of like a mellow mid palate. Finish is kind of short, but it brings up a lot of those baked good notes that I love about a Heaven Hill product. Let me try the JTS Brown though. Nutty up front. Little more alcohol forward. If I had to say anything, this drink's a little hotter. Yeah, it drinks hotter. Flavor profile wise though, I was not expecting this. Almost identical flavor profile wise to the old label Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Maybe controversial, but I'll go back to the old one. I'm trying them side by side right here, right now. Old label is smoother. Drinks a lot lower proof than it is. Little more balanced, I would say, than when we're comparing directly to this one. But flavor profile wise, wow, that is crazy similar. Yeah, it's definitely harsher. I'll say that for sure. And that's true. Budget Ball and Bond is a hard blind, all very similar, especially when they're all from the same distillery. I'm comparing things that are literally from the exact same distillery, just aged in different warehouses, aged for different lengths of time. And yeah, but that's interesting. So at first I was like, whoa, these are the same whiskey. Go out and buy all of this now. But I do got to say, this one does drink a little harsher. It's a little more alcohol forward. It's not as balanced and tame as the old Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. But if you really love that flavor profile and you're okay with that burn a little bit more, go get you some JTS Brown. Because I think it's the most similar of all 1, 2, 3, 4 other options. I tried a lot of whiskey tonight. So, I mean, overall, I love Heaven Hill. You guys know, Monica knows I love Heaven Hill. I love Elijah Craig Bottle. Elijah Craig Bottle and Bond. That would be interesting. That would just confuse me because there's too many. Y'all know I love Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. All these are fantastic pours. I mean, yeah, if you leave here tonight remembering nothing else for the stream, I love Heaven Hill, and their Bottle and Bond products are all solid. But the new Bottle and Bond Heaven Hill is next level. This is a premium product. People like to say, oh, it carries the Heaven Hill name. It's a budget product. No. This drink's like a premium product, and I would gladly pay a premium price for this. But all the other ones, fantastic pours for the price. I mean, I literally just bought this from Costco like an hour ago. So you guys know I'm totally okay with budget pours. Yeah, so we have about 5 minutes left. Does anyone have any questions for me? Any thoughts for future streams or anything? I just want to take a little bit of time to like answer questions and chat with you guys, because I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking. Open the bottle of JTS Brown and next tell everybody to put the cigarettes out. Kerosene. Oh, you get kerosene on the JTS Brown? Honestly, I thought I preferred the JW Dant, but which I probably still do prefer this one. But compared to flavor, like strictly flavor profile and nose, the old Heaven Hill and the JTS Dant or JTS Brown are very, very similar. Parker Heritage 11-year from a couple years ago. I have a couple bottles that I want to trade. I just haven't. I'm a little nervous about trading things to people I don't know. I'm nervous things are going to go wrong. I'm going to send a bottle and they're not going to send anything. And I'm a little nervous. I'm a little more confident with either selling bottles or buying bottles. Because when you buy bottles, you kind of have some references. People say like, oh, I bought from him before. He's a great seller. Selling bottles, you get the money up front. And honestly, I mean, I obviously wouldn't screw anybody over, so I'm okay selling. I'm just a little nervous about trades. It's a little weird territory there. I do not, Monica. I bought one bottle of that and have never seen it again anywhere. Even in South Carolina when I traveled back over the holidays, I was keeping an eye out for that one. Did not see it. I did get an early times bottle and bond though. I'm excited to try it out. I'm gonna saving that for a review. I do not have the Ezra 7. I really wish I did. Monica, if anyone wants to send me a sample of the old Ezra 7-year bottle and bond, I will accept it, and I will gladly review it compared to this one because this is around. Richie says, "Have you ever been to Kate Ellen Hollywood?" Oh, have I? I'm just kidding. I live 10 minutes from there. I'm there all the freaking time, and I spend all of my money there, and it's sad, really. It's really sad. I spend so much money at K&L. Yeah, I know the guy that like is over their whiskey department there at the Hollywood location. Like I said, I'm 10 minutes away from there. I go there way too much. I buy things online and I go pick them up. So yeah, so Richie, if you ever want anything, I mean, you said you live near it, but yeah, if you ever want anything from K&L, I can literally drive there right now. Like they're open for another. I mean, obviously, I would not drive right now because I'm drunk, but I'm just saying normally I could drive there and be there in less than 10 minutes. So big fan of K&L. I've given them several shout outs on this channel. So Peter says was a friend. Oh, it was a friend you trade with all the time. He wanted a Bruichladdich Black Art 7.1. I got it for him cheap. I have a lot of friends that are really into Black Art 7.1. Monica, is Early Times is a different distillery, right? No, the Early Times bottle and bond is a different. I wanted to stick to Heaven Hill, but I'm pretty sure Early Times is it Barton? I feel like it's a different distillery. I didn't want to pop it because I haven't opened it yet. First of all, second of all, I thought it was a different distillery, but if I'm wrong, okay, you want to see, Monica. Monica, if you're here, I'll go 5 minutes overtime and open that for you real quick. If you guys want to see it, if you want to see me compare the Early Times bottle and bond with these other ones, I'll go grab it. Say yes if you want me to go. I'll be back in like less than 30 seconds if you want me to go grab that. Oh, you do, Richie. Yeah, I go to Kana all the time. Monica, you're just trying to get me drunk. Classic Monica. You buy a lot from Kana. So yeah, I live really close to them. Oh my gosh, you guys have a habit of convincing me to go drink more. Okay, be right back. Early Times Brown Foreman. Really? Interesting. While I'm going to grab that, I need my elevator music that Steven said I needed. I'm not going to go to the liquor store. I'm good. I have plenty of bottles. Yeah, I spend way too much anyways. While I'm going to grab that bottle, which of these 5 whiskeys should I compare to? I'm only going to compare it to one. Old Label Heaven Hill, New Label Heaven Hill, Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, J.W. Dant, or JTS Brown. Let me know which one I should compare it to. Honestly, I feel like I shouldn't compare it to this one because this one's pricey. But the rest, let me know. And you guys have like 30 seconds, so be right back. So you know when I said you guys had 30 seconds? It's more like 15, because I'm fast. No one else has responded. Wait, hold on. Oh, webcam. There we go. So Monica, you said Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. What do you guys want to see? Do you mean the old label, Monica, or the new one? Because I feel like the new one is kind of like, this is like a more premium. I don't feel like it's fair to compare that to a $24-ish. This is a 1 liter bottle, and I'm pretty sure this was like $24. Distillery wise, it just says Early Times Distillery. It literally just says Early Times Distilling Company. What is that? Hold on. I am not going to go into this with misinformation. Brown Foreman. Who said Brown Foreman earlier? Let me catch up. Donnie, totally right there. I actually thought they were Barton for some reason. I don't know why. This is Brown Foreman. Okay, I'm down with it though. I'm not a big Brown Foreman fan. Monica, you're not a Brown Foreman fan either. Yeah, but I'm totally willing to try this. So let me rinse my glasses so we're fair. Good way to end the night with a viewer suggested review. Maybe I should start doing that more often, but then I have to leave my camera because like you guys always recommend the weirdest things. By weirdest I mean like unrelated to anything else I'm doing, but okay. Glass on the left. You guys remember this because I probably won't. I'm just kidding. I will. Glass on the left is the old Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, as Monica suggested. Just a little bit. I've been drinking a lot of this tonight, you guys. I only have that much left. Gotta save it because this is special. I'll never get it again. So, old Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Gonna crack this 100 proof. It's late. I'm drunk. I was like 100 proof. Wow, that's so high. I'm like, oh wait, it's Bottle and Bond. Oh, that's the. It's definitely working. This Bottle and Bond thing, it kind of works. You guys have one last pour with me. If you don't have anything in your glass right now, unless you're like abstaining for alcohol right now, either you're fasting or whatever reason you're doing a dry week, I'm not saying you should pour something in your glass. But if you've been drinking with me tonight and you want to see me do this review, Monica's laughing at me. If you want to see me do this review, pour something in your glass and we're going to cheers to this. Cheers to this review for Monica for 2020. God, this is tight. I was going to say that the first time I said that, but we're getting a little off the rails here. God damn. I'm sorry, but what the hell? This is tight. Whoa, wait, hold on. I cannot open this. Okay, got it. I was about to say, what the bleep? Okay. My cat got excited. He's like, what is he doing? Okay. Put a little bit of the early times. Raphael, first of all, too late. I was like, first of all, where have you been? Monica just made me go grab a whole new bottle that I haven't even opened yet for the stream. Maker's RC6. Richie, I reviewed that on my last live stream. I was talking about the best new products of 2019. That made the list. That was a fantastic pour. So, okay. God, that like, I don't know if you can see it. My hand is like really red right now. Okay. So my last pour of the night, I'm going to be comparing Old Label, Heaven Hill, Bottle and Bond, Heaven Hill, obviously, with New Label. I don't know if it's New Label. I think it's new. Early Times Bottle and Bond from Brown Foreman, apparently, which I was not aware of, thanks to Donnie. And Diana, if she's in the chat. Yeah, shout out to both of them. So let's start with the Heaven Hill. On the nose. Nutty, sweet, light. No, I would not like floral, but it has that kind of like. I guess it was the fresh corn note that I noted earlier. This is the Early Times Bottle and Bond. Corny. Not as light. It's a little more thick. Oh, she's listening. What's up, Diana? she has a bottle on the way, so. Yeah, on the nose, it's similar. This one's still corny, but it's a little more rich, a little more full-bodied than the Old Label Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Which, I mean, to be fair, this one was like a $13 bottle. This one is like a $24-ish dollars. So, your girlfriend Roxy loves Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond this year. Oh, hopefully you stocked up then. Because if you didn't, she's gonna be pretty pissed at you. No, just kidding. But yeah, it's definitely unique. But honestly, it's not. Saying as someone that's didn't grow up. I say grow up. Didn't live in Kentucky and had easy access to this. I did not have easy access to this. It's good, but it's not my absolute favorite thing. But I understand why people who grew up. I keep saying grew up. That's weird because I talk about whiskey. People that bought this as a budget bottle. I understand having like a soft spot in your heart for this. Um, yeah. So typical price for early times bottle and bond. This is a 1 liter bottle, and I got it for about 24 ish. So yeah, Monica got 22 for like the regular bottle, but 1 liter was like 24 to 26 ish. So on the nose, they're very similar. Let's go ahead and taste the early times though. It's Brown Foreman. You can tell there's like very old forestery. Not as banana, but that oak almost even like it's honestly very similar to a Woodford. That's really unique. I've never probably the best Brown Foreman like regular edition whiskey I've ever had. That's good. Yeah, that I mean it smells really good. I just I'm a big you guys know I'm a big fan of Heaven Hill. The Heaven Hill flavor profile is little more my alley. So this is the Heaven Hill right now. Yeah, Heaven Hill is a little thinner, a little more sweet, very agreeable though. I mean, you introduce anyone that's even remotely curious about bourbon, they will love it. Early times though, there's a little bit more there. A little dickily. That sounds weird. It's a little bit of like that kettle corn, popcorn note. I'm not the biggest fan of this, I'll be honest. But for the price, honestly, so what I want to say is if anything is labeled as bottled in bond, pick it up. But my my one caveat, which Monica is laughing at, I don't like Dickel's bourbon or Tennessee whiskey. I love Dickel's rye, which is sourced from MGP. But anything that Dickel produces themselves, I'm not a big fan of. And this reminds me a lot of Dickel, and it makes me not love it as much. Donnie bought a lot of scotch lately. That's interesting. I didn't even know he likes scotch. Yeah. Okay. Ardbeg, Lefroy, Lagavulin. I almost bought another Lagavulin today at Costco. They had the 16 year for 56 on sale, but you had to buy two of them. That's what deterred me. If it was just buy one of them for 56, I would have bought it for sure. So I didn't know if I was ready for two of them. Um, Ardbeg, you guys, I've reviewed on this channel. Ardbeg Ugadal, favorite Ardbeg. Lagavulin, or sorry, Lefroy. Not a big fan of the regular stuff. I did have a PX Cast Lefroy that I really liked. You'll wait to open it now. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this isn't. I kind of wanted this to be a surprisingly fantastic whiskey. For the price, it's really really good. Don't get me wrong. I felt okay. I'll be honest with you guys. Now that we're in overtime, I sometimes feel really guilty about buying budget bottles because the people I hang out with all buy $80+ bottles, and they like are always talking about, oh, I got this bottle or this bottle, this bottle. I got the store pick, and I'm like, I really do appreciate what goes into those higher bottles, and I understand some of them being worth it. I mean, you guys know Michter's Barrel Strength Rye is one of my favorites, but I also enjoy cheaper bottles. So maybe some of you guys are like me. You're okay paying $20 for a bottle, or with Evan Williams paying $19 for a 1 liter, so like $15 for a regular bottle. I don't know. Maybe I'm just cheap. Maybe I'm just a cheap bastard. But I really like. I'm talking in cursive. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to say that because as much as I'm like dissing this, I don't think it's a bad bottle. I just wouldn't buy another one of them. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Yeah, like what you like, exactly. Evan Williams single barrel. Monica, I don't have a bottle of that. Never feel bad about Wild Turkey 101. No, absolutely not. Yeah, so that's not the point of the stream, but yeah, I hope you guys got something from the reviews. Not that like this one's better than this one, because I don't. I obviously think the new Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond is better, but I think it's playing a different field. I think this is competing with your higher end bourbons. This was competing with your Evan Williams, your JTS Browns, your JW Dance. So that's what I gotta say. If you guys have any questions and you come back to the stream later, leave it in the comments below. I'll be a lot more clear-minded in the morning to answer your questions. Richie says, I just buy what tastes great. If it's cheaper, all the better, but not always the case. Totally agree with you there, Richie. Monica says, sorry I kept you drinking. All good. Yeah, I appreciate budget bourbons. And I think people that completely dismiss budget bourbons are like really missing out on some really great options out there. I mean, I've said several times, Evan Williams puts out, I mean, they're Heaven Hill, but the Evan Williams label is nothing to pass up, even though it's considered the budget, the well, the house liquor. Some of their, I mean, the Bottle and Bond is up there with Wild Turkey 101. It's one of my favorite budget pours, so don't dismiss it. Ugly bottles are the best, Monica, unless they're Dickel, other than rye. Unless they're Dickel bourbon, then no. Monica, you don't like Old Forester, so unless they're Old Forester or Dickel. Just kidding. All right, you guys, I am 13 minutes over time, so I'm going to be wrapping up. But if you're new here, this is not the... If you're new here, hey, I'm not normally this drunk on my streams, but, like, Monica made me. But if you are new here and you haven't subscribed and you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button. We see up to 10 likes, you guys. That's awesome. Thank you. And I go live every Thursday. So every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. So set your reminders. Google and YouTube are not good with reminders, as several people have told me I didn't get a reminder for this. So set your reminders on your phone, or add me on Facebook and I'll remind you personally. So cheers. Thank you guys for hanging out. And until next time, I'm here to help you drink good whiskey. Heaven Hill, Bottle and Bond, across the board. Fantastic whiskey. So cheers. Have a wonderful night and Happy New Year. Bye.